Yo, test it then. It's yours truly, Maddness KMA, and I'm back once again with another exclusive garage report. This time round in season 3, again, like I said, I'm going to be reacting to some of the old school house and garage, UK garage promoters that paved the way in a special way along my timeline, so it's something I can talk about. All right, and on today's one, you've seen the thumbnail. It is the one and only McMahon Promotions Exposure. Yes. And the reason why we give flowers to a promoter like Tony McMahon from Exposure, because the ground levels that they broke was phenomenal. Every event from the start in 1996, it was something special. Definitely. So we're going to go inside the voiceover section coming up next with Ophelia. Yes, welcome back to the show. She's going to give a basic rave guide to the timeline of McMahon Promotions, give you some of the facts and history, and then I'll elaborate on the other side. And also coming up later as well, I'm going to be featuring some clips that I've put together of some of the most famous iconic intros, DJ intros at McMahon Promotions Exposure, which was at the Colosseum, from all of those tape packs that we have, which are again legendary. Anyway, more information coming up next in the voiceover section with Ophelia coming up next, and she will be giving you the information you need. I'm back on the other side. Stay tuned.
Before the streaming era, before the algorithms, there were the promoters who built the culture from the ground up. One of the biggest, Exposure, powered by McMahon Promotions, established back in 1996. But the story starts earlier. In 93, the Sunday Spread Love project built the foundations at the Gas Club, one of the first true homes of house and garage in the West End. When McMahon arrived, they didn't just continue the legacy, they leveled it up. Weekly events turned into roadblocks. Demand turned into thousands. And Exposure soon became one of UK garage's most professional and respected brands. Club Colosseum, Powerhouse, Bagleys, Ministry of Sound, EC1, Ayia Napa's Club. Ice, if you were there. You know, the foghorns, the whistles, the atmosphere. Exposure events were unbeatable. In the mid-2000s, I joined the team Maddness KMA, helping push the brand into its later chapter and eventually into a relaunch around 2015. Exposure didn't just reflect the golden era. Exposure was the golden era.
Back on the other side of that information, thank you so much, Ophelia, for doing your thing today in the voiceover section. So, McMahon Promotions is very dear to my heart. Me and Tony McMahon go back some years, and he's like a brother from another mother. So, respect, manners, all year, every day for my bro, Tony McMahon. Because what he did in the industry, like it said, he came into it in 1996, and the stories that led him up to being a club promoter is so interesting. It's a movie. His life was like a movie leading up to it as well, because we spent countless amount of hours when we used to do the street team and going around doing the postering, the flyering ourselves, the street posters as well. Man, yeah, and we got to catch up so many times and talk about the history and our journeys coming up in the music industry and what led him to be a club promoter. And I will leave that information to me and his personal conversations until I sit down with him to do In Conversations with Tony McMahon, and we can get that full history, because I'm telling you now, it is a movie script. Anyway, so we go back to one of the best promoters in the game. And why is he so dear to me as a promoter? Because he was one of those that broke the boundaries from the start. Because we would get to the Gas Club, for example. And yes, it was an iconic venue from then. We was gassed to play at the Gas. That's not a dad joke. You're laughing. See? Come on, you get it. Higher level of intellect. Anyway, right? With Exposure at the Gas Club now, it was just I swear, it was like from the start, he had it patterned. From the start, it was patterned, meaning you would get there on the door Now, this was 1996, right? You would get there on the door. So we've been playing on the scene from 93, 94, 95, right? So there were some years that went before that. And it wasn't always like this. A DJ arrives at the door. They welcome you in. You have your guest passes sorted. You have drinks passes sorted. You have an envelope before you play. He was one of the first to do that. And that's why it was always a pleasure to play for his outfit. It was so professional from the start. So it was one of those that I always, like I said, hold dear to my heart, of one of my all-time favorite promoters to work with, and on a friendship level as well. And at the same time, you would see these billboard posters behind me, the big one over this side, and of course these street ones. These are the ones that you would see on the traffic lights in London, all around London. You'll see those. And of course the bigger ones, then it was another street team that went and did that, right, and put those posters up. And the reason why they're on the wall, because I get asked this question all the time, and I said, don't watch that. But the reason why is because in the later parts of the 2000s, at about 2015, those times, I began to co-promote with Tony. We tried to resurrect it again and put it into Club Karma. Actually, I've got some footage for you to see of that.
If six of y'all went out, yeah, 'cause only two of you had dinner, I found your credit card
Yeah, and we did our thing there again. We had some other small bits that we did as well, because it was never, you know, I've said it so many times in the Garage Report, you would never replicate or even come close to having a feeling and a vibe in your rave today, your festival today. It could be 10,000, 20,000 strong. It will never be the same as the 90s. The ultimate time for raving. Ultimate time. I've said it so many times. Drop a comment down below if you agree with me. Do you prefer raving today? Really? Or do you prefer the 90s, which was the golden era of the culture of garage culture, of drum and bass culture, garage culture, jungle culture, all of that? It was that era, that essence, man. It's just something special. And anyway, just to play at these events, they were always live. Now, Tony was another one and his team that would get job lots of foghorns and whistles. Again, it was amongst the first to do it at those times in the garage scene, because it was done in hardcore and jungle well before. But then the noise, as you would walk to the venue, you would hear the noise, you would hear the rumbling, the rattling of the building, which was the gas club. And then you walk up the alleyway thing, you go through to the bouncers, you get through, you go upstairs, there you go, and there's the venue, right? And it's loud, but you'll be greeted with the most professional outfit again on the door. It was either his mum or Nikki at the time. And I say enough respects, right, because it just always made us feel so welcome. And then you would go in there, like I said, with an envelope already in your pocket. It made you work even more. You would do the best that you can. You're feeling nice. You're on cloud nine then. And you go in there and you hear some serious intro dubs. You hear some intro sets, and maybe not dub plates, but the curated sounds of an intro for that specific DJ. And we love to hear that, me personally as well, because I was always a man that brought in the DJ intro dub in 94, and I was always curious to see what others did. How did they interpretate their intro, their identity of what's about to happen in that set? So it was always good. And coming up now is that moment where I'm going to go through some of the favorites. Now, along with the professional outfit of McMahon Promotions, they set up, as said, in a Camden office. It was very plush. It was like, okay, not a lot of people did that. So they had that as well. They had a bass from there. They had the flying pack. Was it Mac Pack? What was the pack, the flying pack called? Tone? Anyone? What was the flying pack that McMahon Promotions used to have? If you remember that, used to come out of your car. You had single flyers, and then you would have the flyer packs. And one of those was either Terry Turbo's ones or Tony McMahon's ones. And then, of course, one of the outfits that pushed forward, again, from the jungle drummer bass scene, they was doing that long before, the tape packs. McMahon had every tape pack from most events, all signed, sealed, and delivered. It sounded crisp on the DAT tapes, recorded, transferred into tape cassettes, and people have those legendary tape packs today. Like my peers, the YouTubers, like you could find Garage tape packs, you can find Essential tape packs.
Garage Report, Pirate Chronicles.
These YouTube channels that have the tape packs available for you to listen to as well. And also one of the originals that posted them as well from the website that myself and Tony and Mark set up at the time for exposure.co.uk. And when we done that, then we had to digitize all of the tape packs. So big up to Mark Hills. Enough respect for your input, man. It was always a valued member of the team. And converting all of those tape packs, man. But I do have all of those digital tape packs somewhere. It's on a file somewhere, but I have every single one of the Exposure tape packs, included some of the ones that might not be seen on or heard on the YouTube or online, because there's not really much information that was there. From the website went down, that was it. You know, it's hard to search out information on the brand itself, but it's legendary. And I'm going to play you some clips now and react to it. Stand by.
And that's all the massive in the place. Oh gosh. Man can't fit the rhythm, man can't fit the boss. What you gonna do to this? Yeah, he's dead, wicked and crisp. Easy. And a Martin, Liberty, Lana.
Everyone had their different styles, their unique way of announcing, here I am.
Liberty, Lana, wicked MC, representing Mechanized tonight, nice.
Shout out to Martin Lana. Big up to Vision.
Once again, bigger than the Martin Lana. Live and large, outside of Richie Fingers.
A lot of DJs didn't even have personal intros, so they would play vinyl from the top.
Yep. Tolerate tonight. Martin Liberty Lana. Jason K.
Hail and salute the General Jason K. Risen in power. Jason always delivered exciting sets as well. He was a rave don from the Top Bud days.
Yeah.
Shout out to D.
The intro. Raving crew. Stepping up now with the one night, the Jason K.
To me personally, I couldn't wait for that long intro of a track.
The one did is recently with the lyrics I make, 'cause this DJ let's get into this, because this one is.
Yeah. Big up Jason.
Jamal, the Heartless crew, the Heartless
I used to rinse this tape from this tape pack. Big up the Heartless crew.
Show! How we do?
Club Colosseum days. Come on. This was Arena 2.
DJ Smoking. Anytime my black Mr. P. Woman easy. Who got stamina?
I think this is one of the best tape packs.
And that's Metric Moses. And that's DJ Fonte. Who likes it? Hey, trust me, when I touch that with the Heartless group 5 inside, guys with a Colosseum raver. Hey, to all that lady,
Big up to one of the Exposure residents, Wesley J. Hail and salute, my bro. Big up to Wesley J. He always had exciting sets as well.
It's something to be the Dan man again.
What was that?
Man called Richie Dan man.
Creative, Master Steps intro.
Don't tell him. I don't know. Gotta big up the gym team. Gotta big up Double G.
What was that, mate?
And this I wanna wear style. I respect his Joe, you know. What's this now?
So you see what I mean? A DJ producer has to have his identity. The intro is everything, man.
Are you ready for the Dan man?
Who's ready?
Here come the lady killer. Come on. Are you ready for the Dan man?
Who's ready for the Dan man?
The female killer.
Watch out.
Come on. Are you ready for the Dan man?
Yeah.
Here come the lady killer.
Original.
Are you ready for the Dan man? Master Step is the female killer.
Turn the one it's on low.
I stamina when I'm in here. Oh, I tickle your body, yeah, your mind and yeah. Oh, I stamina when I'm in here.
Oh, turn the
I
security.
tickle your body, yeah, your mind and yeah.
Sing along,
Yeah, give me
Master.
now. I done the top of the stamina that he
Oh,
I'm
gosh.
ready to prove that if a girl says she don't believe.
Master
Step
Steps.
got X amount of notches and it's
Watch
leave.
my blood.
And all the girl them call him Mr. Burgundy.
What it's
But I
on
wanna
low.
know.
Let's listen to that crowd as well. Come on.
Ramsey and a fan.
I love a creative intro, man.
Secret agent next to me.
Ramsey and Fen and Melody.
Oh boy. Once upon the beat, two time number for your feet now, entering the boom sound. Yeah.
When you can play tunes like this.
With the sound that we send, don't you
It's all garage.
As to take your weight. Who wants to rewind? Give me a sign. Intro. Ramsey, Fen, let it go.
Is there any East London crew?
I don't know if I can say what I want to
And this was one of my creative intros.
North London. South London.
Shout out to Get Darker as well. Big up Lee.
To make you listen to me, do you have to see me flashing the door or waving my rolling, Mister? Yeah, baby, can
Hey,
I
I'm
get a
not
hit
dissing,
from
you know.
What's up?
I still remember
And
this.
try the Essex crew.
It was electrifying.
Yeah.
Vinyl days.
Madness. Who let my dogs on? Who let my dogs on?
That's the original DJ MC combination right there.
You're out to my dogs. This one's for
Maddness
you.
and Rankin.
Maddness.
Listen.
DJ Maddness KMA. Who let my dogs on? Who let my dogs on? Who let the dogs on? Hey, this is DJ Maddness KMA, yeah? And this is how we do.
So there you have it there. Some clips from the legendary, iconic Club Exposure McMahon Promotions, man. Legendary in the scene. And the list, again, obviously the iconic Club Colosseum was where it ended up on the bigger scale. And that was there as well because it was every Friday was Liberty, Martin Liberty, Lana, and the crew down there on a Friday. And then the Saturday was Underground Explosion throughout the month. The last Saturday of the month would be Exposure. And of course, there was other venues like Ministry and Linford Studios. Oh my days, these were iconic raves of the time as well. We did so much for the business. And of course, then the years of the early years of Ayia Napa in Cyprus and going to play for these lot as well. Everything was governed. It was patterned from, we used to get there in the plane, me and Rankin, and then we would go through the side entrance and then there was limo and everything there waiting. Well, it wasn't a limo, it was like a decent ride, but you know, we went through the side door. It was next level. It was, you know what I mean? Remember I say too much. But yeah, We got the VIP treatment. You got looked after. The money was in your bank. You didn't have to think about a thing when you was playing for McMahon Promotions. And they had an agency as well called Maximum Exposure, which was based at the Camden base in North London. And again, when I was on that agency, every booking I had was patent, contract, deposits. They done an amazing job. So again, it's why I salute the McMahon entertainment team, everyone that was behind it, and a part of the journey as well, because there was many different members that put their work in behind the scenes as well under the McMahon brand. So every one of you and anyone that's put their work in over the years for that brand, I salute you. Maximum respects, because it's memories that we will always live and remember. And if you're talking about in the top tier of UK garage events of all time, all promotions, you would say McMahon Exposure was in the top tier, guaranteed, award-winning. And that's why McMahon Promotions Exposure is inducted into the Garage Hall of Fame. Come on. Massive round of applause. It makes perfect sense. If you was there, you know what I'm talking about. If you wasn't and you've heard the tape packs, then you can only hear the ambience of that crowd, that response, the foghorns, the whistles. You can hear exactly what I'm talking about as best as you can. What they should have done, but they didn't have that thought process at the time, is putting the mics into the crowd or miking up the main arena. And that's the thing. It was about 4 arenas. There was R&B arena. Used to be like firing squad in them, man, and used to lock off that arena as well downstairs. And then upstairs you got the other arenas, and of course the main room, which was like thousands in attendance, thousands. Every time you pull up, the queue is down the road, round the corner. McMahon Promotions Exposure, guaranteed Hall of Famer.